Good day everyone and welcome to Exile News, the weekly show that brings you all the important news and information on Path of Exile. And first up, last week GGG announced a couple things about bosses, especially the fact that many campaign bosses have been kind of rebalanced in order to make them more challenging. So they added a couple skills here and there, and they improved existing skills as well. So these should be interesting. I mean, for normal players, for players who've already played, it probably won't change too much. It's mostly a quality of life of the boss. For newer player, this is gonna be really interesting, so pretty good changes there. Also, we got the new reworked skill gems. Well, not really new as in new, but reworked, the ones that were already existing. So anyway, explosive arrow works pretty differently. So before, you could have up to 5 arrows in a target, and it refreshed the duration each time. So if you shot a 6th, a 7th, an 8th arrow, it will keep refreshing the timer, and the arrows will never explode unless you stopped firing. So now it's different, because now you can have infinite number of arrows, and the duration cannot be refreshed. So the faster you are, the more arrows you can put into the enemy, and then when the first arrow explodes, it consumes all of the arrows into a single combined damage, and that lets you build up a very strong ignite or just a very strong damage skill. And the radius scales with the number of arrows, so if you have the most arrows and the gem leveled up, you can get like plus 19 to radius, which is pretty large, I think, unless the base radius is really small, but still plus 19 is pretty good. Also, the skill no longer deals secondary damage, letting you scale it with bow damage like you couldn't do before. It's also reflectable, I guess, so be careful about that. And it's pretty interesting, because it should be now usable and definitely much better than before. Shrapnel shot has been renamed in galvanic shot. We've seen it a lot into PoE2 things. It's changed, and I personally don't like it much. But anyway, since we've already seen it a lot, I'm just gonna skip it. It's also really short, so if you wanna read it, just get on that. Burning arrow has been changed a little bit as well. Now you can have an additional stacking burning effect whenever it ignites, and stacks up to 5 times. So you basically do more damage to a target that survives multiple arrows. Also, the stacking burning damage and the more damage with ignite grow as the gem levels, so the gem level is pretty important there. A couple skills that have been adjusted with less important changes. So tornado shot, the only change apparently, possibly coming with some numerical changes as well, is the fact that the secondary projectiles, so the ones coming from the tornadoes, have a limited range now. So if you do not invest into projectile speed, they might be pretty short. Someone from GGG, I can't remember if it was Rory, I think, said that probably tornado shot has not been nerfed enough, which means it's still pretty damn strong. Also, unless these projectiles are really short, you can really shotgun pretty much anything, talking about single target, while just having extra projectiles like GMP will still give you a very good AoE clear, so probably still a top tier skill anyway. Ice shot does not have the chilled ground anymore, because with the new calculation to chill and shock, you can just chill from the damage, so it's just better, and probably better in performances as well. Blast Rain has changed quite a bit. So before you had a number of explosions in an area, now you have a number of arrows that come down and explode. So the more arrow you add to the skill, the more damage you will deal, because you will have more arrows. Also, the enchantment in the lab is being buffed, granting 1 additional projectile instead of a chance for a new blast. So Blast Rain, definitely a nice skill now, probably a really good single target skill. We'll have to see who's gonna use it, what's the best setup for that, but still pretty nice there. Scourge arrow has been lowered a little bit, and now deals added chaos damage as the gem grows in levels, so that should reward a bit more people going into chaos damage when using this skill. Split arrow also has a little bit of physical damage, added physical damage as the gem grows in levels, with a slightly lower base damage, making it more powerful while leveling, of course, because flat physical damage is good while leveling, and less dependent on having a powerful bow, so that's pretty nice. You can also check a very short video about a couple of these skills in action if you so want. Anyway, we also got an Awakener kill event, and this event has been pretty much thought up and hosted by Zizaran, and it's supported by GGG themselves. So Zizaran is going to put $30,000 by himself awarded in cash to the winners, and GGG is providing a lot of monies in the microtransaction form, which is not actually the same as putting money, because it doesn't really cost anything to GGG to put these microtransactions. Also because, let's be honest, the players who are gonna win this event probably already have a billion microtransactions anyway. Anyway, how it's gonna work? Basically, it's gonna be an event to kill the Awakener, which is gonna be the strongest conqueror in the Atlas. You have to do it with a fully watchstoned Atlas, so basically the full end game of the end games, which is now this one pretty much. And you also have to play on hardcore solo self-found league, so it's gonna be really hard. And probably the hardest bosses have been fine-tuned to be very deadly. We've seen the preview of a map with a lot of damage mods on it, and well, good luck to those who can actually do it. Solo self-found hardcore league is definitely really crazy. You can see here all of the cash prizes, and there's also randomly drawn microtransactions if you want to participate. Couple more rules. You can actually win some of the stuff in there if you so want, but it's pretty hard. Most of these is gonna be played on watching streamers who hopefully are gonna duke it out in a very interesting battle, bringing viewers and new players into the game. So definitely a nice event by Zizaran, and we'll see how it goes. Hopefully some of those rips will become legendary as it used to be in the past. We also got some new divination cards, and you can see some really crazy one, like a fishing item called Baited Expectation on the card. So yeah, it's all a bait. And there's also another fishing item, yeah, it's the Fishmonger with an albino raw feather. So expect these cards to be really fucking rare, as well as a 7 league step, which is probably gonna be even rarer. Anyway, also we got like minion jewels, or rather minion cards, now that the minion league has ended, so no one really cares about. I mean, a couple people do, but I expect the minion percentages of players to go down really hard, while pretty much everyone is gonna play bow, of course, since the new gems are there, so the fun is there as well. Also, the Blight League is ending today, if it's not ended yet actually, and the PlayStation 1 is gonna end a little bit later on, but the next Friday we're gonna get, as you can see here, let's start with Monday. So Monday we already got the challenge rewards, and then tomorrow we'll get the Balanced Development Manifesto. On Wednesday, as usual, the patch notes. On Tuesday, as usual, all of the gems, if you want to do the math. And on Friday, well, the patch itself, so get ready, because it's gonna be, hopefully, very amazing. And also, don't forget to check this thread out where Natalia is putting all of the like treats and sneak peeks that she's posting on Reddit and the forums. So for example, the new ballista clusters, there's a lot of stuff. There's this new very interesting unique with the most awesome 3D art yet, and there actually is a 3D art for this. Also the Zana things, the Zana mods that you can use. There is Beyond, which is back, and well, guess it works. It doesn't crash the instance like it would have done with Blight. And Legion is back. Honestly, I don't really care about that, but still, it's there, it's interesting, you can do stuff. Yeah, I guess that was all for this week, so get ready for next week, because there's gonna be a 3.9 launch on Friday. And yeah, again, that was all for this week. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like and a comment down below. Also, if you want to remain updated every week, be sure to subscribe to my channel. That was all. I've been your host Giorgio, and I'll see you guys the next time.